estimates that I won't repeat until I get further and better particulars from the police, because this is always a controversial issue. I don't know how to judge crowd sizes. All I know is I can say it was a massive crowd. That's the furthest I'm prepared to go. Whether it is 1,000, 2,000, I say, yeah, I'd prefer to hear from the police on that. The other thing that really worked last evening, and, the Labour Party under Holness has developed a level of discipline in terms of messaging. Just listening to the platform speakers last night, it was clear that there was an organized effort that everyone will stick to a particular message, focusing around the achievements of the administration over the last 9 to 10 years. Yeah? And making contrasts between the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition. That is the message, and they have been consistent with it. And it becomes very important when you factor in that the opposition has been undisciplined when it comes to its own messaging all over the place. Yeah? How crucial that will be in terms of how people, especially the undecideds, because significant sections of the 2 million plus eligible voters have made up their minds. Yes? I think there's a slice, though, of those who plan to vote who may still be unsure whether they want to stick with Andrew or go with the PNP. Yeah. But yesterday as well, the production from the organizers, very good. We in media, my technical people, will just tell us that they were organized. Yes? The crowd management, well done. Well done. Can they maintain that for the next 25 days? Let's see. But this is how the Prime Minister, if you missed it, announced the date of the country's 19th general elections.
So earlier today, I advised His Excellency the Governor General of my intention to announce the general elections for him to set certain processes in place, including the dissolution of Parliament. I now declare that nomination day will be Monday, August 18th. And the general election date is fixed at Wednesday, September 3.
Ring the bell, then let me know. Ring the bell, then let me know. Labour right, we ready now. Labour right, we ready now. Get the anthem ready now. Get the anthem ready. The river coming down, no bang, no bang, it's coming down. The river coming down, no bang, no bang, it's coming down. Labour right coming down, no bang, no bang, it's coming down. Progress coming down, no bang, it's coming down. Who was the champion? Who was the big man? Who run the island? Who got the best plan? Who was the champion? Who was the big man? Who run the island? Who got the best plan? Who was the champion?
I also wish to inform you that local government by-elections in the Chancery Hall Division, the Olympic Gardens Division, the Seabright Gardens Division, and the Denham Town Division will be held concurrently with the general election in those constituencies.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness there. Well, that was the number one job he had to do last night in Halfway Tree, and he did it. He also had something else to do last night. And among those things he also had to do was to make the case, continue to make his case for re-election for a third term. And he sought to do so by announcing a number of benefits for the Jamaican people. But he also had to do some self-defense, given the attacks he has come under over his personal financial affairs. And he also went on the offensive last night on that. Yes? He couched it in terms of understanding the struggles of the Jamaican people, that he springs from them. He knows their issues. Yeah? And he also made a case that, listen, he is there as a government, as a prime minister, to help to make the lives of the Jamaican people much better. Yeah? He dealt with the issue of transportation, housing, yeah? And also in his own case, yes, that he has never made money off the back of the Jamaican people. We're going to hear that after the break. Thank you. In front of thousands and thousands of Labour Party supporters, and also from all the reports we are getting, millions of people from across the world, especially those in the diaspora, were also tuned in last night. Yeah? At various times. So he had a massive audience at home and abroad listening to him. And one of the issues that have dogged his premiership is the issue of his financial affairs and his long-running dispute with the Integrity Commission. He's going into an election with that hanging like a cloud, a very dark, ominous cloud over his head. And he has been reluctant to defend himself over the last several months. And we detected a shift in that position 2 Sundays ago in East Road, St. Andrew. And last night, he took off the gloves, yeah, in his effort to defend himself.
They increased the interest rate high. And then they borrowed. Who were the people that lent them money? They are in Parliament today. They benefited. They built a business on the high interest rate policy of the PNP. They made their money. Those Tapanaris made their money on the backs of people like you, because it is the taxes that you paid that pay the high interest rate to those people. Poor people don't have money to lend to the government. It is those people who had the investment houses that benefited, and then now they want to come and pretend as if they never benefited from government. They benefited from the bad economic policies which affected you. It was so bad that a member of their own party, a member of their own cabinet, a man of the cloth, a man who was a churchman, he had to comment, his conscience was pricking him. And he said this policy of the high interest rate was the greatest transfer of wealth from you, the poor people, to them, the man who claimed that he was a Tapanaris. He was the one who benefited. No poor person in Jamaica should ever allow that man to touch the economy, because he and his friend will go back to the high interest rate policies so that they can benefit from it and continue where they left off, of transferring wealth from you to their coffers. Whatever little I made in life, I made it just like you. I buy 2 taxi, then I open a taxi company, and I go through the struggles just like everybody else. I want to thank those who thought that by releasing documents that they would somehow diminish me. I am a true Jamaican. I went through the Jamaican struggles, and I never made any money on the backs of the Jamaican people.
That was one of the moments of Halfway Tree last evening. A clearly incensed and fired up Holness. And this is where this campaign now is well and truly on. The battle is on. He's not going to remain silent any longer. He's going to fight back, and fight back hard. That's where we are now. It's for the Jamaican voter to decide who they're going to put their trust and confidence in and vote for. Yes? Then he dealt with the issue of housing, a vexed issue for many, many Jamaicans, affordable housing and shelter. Yeah? And again, he drew on his upbringing, a poor household at 56 Cumberland Road in Spanish Town, and contrasting. Never once did he mention his rival's name, Mark Golding. But he landed blows on Mark Golding last evening by contrasting who he is with who Golding is. Listen to this.
As I walk the communities and I go into some of the homes, I see the conditions. Some people not living anywhere. And I want all of you to know this. I was born in Spanish Town at 56 Cumberland Road in a board house with my great-grandmother, and I moved from my great-grandmother. I live with my mother, then I go back to live with my grandmother until my mother got an NHT house. I know personally the struggles for housing that this nation has gone through. I am intimately aware of it. And that is why we have targeted to build 70,000 new houses in Jamaica.
So he is now committing or recommitting to build 70,000 houses. He hasn't accomplished that. He hasn't achieved that. And he's setting a target of 60,000 for the next JLP administration if he were to be re-elected. Yes? They have not accomplished the 70,000, but they say they're on their way to doing that. Yes? Then he had some good news for young people, students at university. Yeah? Tertiary students with a grade point average of 2.5 or higher can now apply to lower the interest rates on their loans, so they'll be paying less. Yeah? This is what he said.
And for our young people, especially those who are looking to go on to tertiary education, we have looked very carefully at the student loan. And you would have seen that we have removed the requirement for guarantors. Now you can, on your own, get. The next thing that we are going to do, and I should tell you, that if you are a tertiary student and you are doing well in school, you maintain a grade point average of 2.5 or higher, you can apply to the Student Loan Bureau to have your interest rate reduced. So that's another thing that helps you.
Yes, so that was for students. Yes? And then he also said students will be able to travel for free on buses operated by the state-owned bus company, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, for 2 months beginning in September and continuing through October.
Here's what we're going to do. Come September, when the new school term starts, we will give free transportation to all school children. September to October, and this will also include all tertiary students with ID will be able to utilize the JUT services free of cost for 2 months. We have more buses to come, so you are going to have a first world public transportation system that will get you to work on time and in comfort and affordably. Is a part of our productivity thrust. If you want people to be productive, get them to work on time, get them to work in a good frame of mind, and take away the worry about cost of living, which transportation is a major part of cost of living.
Yes. So he's saying he's trying to ease the cost of living burdens, pressures, yes, for September and October. Yes. For students, tertiary and secondary students, you can use the state-owned bus company services for free. Yes? So you get a break just for 2 months, September and October. Yeah? He said several other things. But there was a moment at the rally last evening in Halfway Tree. After he came onto the stage, the Prime Minister said he was overwhelmed. You have that clip, Sonia? He was overwhelmed. Yes? And he started to sound emotional. Yes? His voice was, you could hear, his voice was beginning to crack. But he held it together. And I'm told that at that moment it was bedlam among his supporters in Halfway Tree. And then they did something, and I gather this was to appeal to the younger members in the crowd, where he turned his back, and on his jacket, I think that's called a bomber jacket. Yeah, I hope I am right. A bomber jacket. Yes. And listen to this. He went, pick it up, go play the clip.
In their second term, usually lose momentum. But what is clear from tonight is that the momentum is with.
Then he turned around, and the video of 1 p.m. at the back of the jacket. Yes? That triggered questions for those of us who are not in tune with the streets. Yes? 1 p.m. was emblazoned on the back of the jacket. And for our senior members of the YouTube community and listeners, 1 p.m., I gather, is a response to time come and also a play upon the term, yes, in the streets, 1 Cliff Hughes, 1 Prime Minister, yes? It was twofold, I'm told. Yeah, 1 Prime Minister, and it's 1 p.m. That's the time. 1 p.m. I thought I would explain that. Yeah. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.